the PowerPoint slide presentation? 12B? 12B. Okay, fine. We'll start with electric field intensity. Now listen, boys. Suppose if I have a charge which creates an electric field. So let me take a charge Q1, right, which creates an electric field. Now in this electric field, I'd say at point P, which is at a distance of R or D, anything, which is at a distance of R from the center of the sphere, or this we call it as a source charge, a charge which creates an electric field. If I want to find the strength of the electric field at point P, which is at a distance of R from the source charge, right? Then what I need to do is I have to place a charge of unit positive charge. Now this charge, we generally denote it as Q0. We call this as a test charge. So a source charge produces an electric field. The source charge produces an electric field. In this electric field at a point P, which is at a distance of R meter from the source charge, I want to find the strength of the electric field. For that, let me place a test charge. A test charge is nothing but a charge of unit positive charge. So I'll place a unit positive charge at point P. Now this charge will experience either a force of repulsion or a force of, it will experience either a force of repulsion that depends upon the polarity of source charge or a force of attraction. So the force experienced by a unit positive charge placed at a given point in an electric field gives you the strength of the electric field. Is that clear, boys? Should I repeat? Should I repeat?
Yes, repeat.
Okay. So, okay, fine. I have a source charge, right? Say this charge might be a charge of say 10 coulomb. Now this charge produces an electric field, right? Now I want to find the strength of the electric field. See, let the this region around this source charge, there will be, it's not a rectangular
do we
one.
the entire PPT? Do we write it?
We find what is the strength of the electric field at a point P, which is at a distance of R from it. For that, I have to place a unit positive charge.
Excuse me, ma'am.
I need to call this as the test charge at this point. So this test charge will experience a force. The force experienced by this unit positive charge at a given point gives you the strength of the electric field. Now you have to start writing this, boys. Electric field, always it is with respect to a given point, because the strength of the electric field is different at different point. Boys, the strength of the electric field, say at point A, if I write the strength of the electric field at point A is EA, the strength of the electric field at point B is EB. Always EA will be greater than EB, because this point A is very closer to the charge, which creates the electric field. So that is why whenever you are stating your electric field strength, what you need to state is that the electric field at yes. The electric field at a point is measured in terms of electric field intensity, or you can start writing from this. The electric field intensity at a given point in an electric field is defined as the force experienced by a unit positive charge kept at that point. So, this will be your statement, boys. So it is a vector quantity. Now the direction of E vector, right? The direction of E vector will be the direction. See, this is a positive charge. This is also a positive charge. So your force will be acting. It's a repulsive force. So the direction of the electric field will also be along the direction of the force experienced. Are you clear, boys? The direction of your electric field will be along the direction of the force experience. Direction of your electric field is equal to the direction of the force experienced. So E vector, look at the magnitude. The magnitude of E vector is equal to the magnitude of force vector divided by Q0. What is Q0? Q0 will be your test charge. Let's start, complete this, boys. So only the highlighted portion you can go for it. So E is equal to, and what will be the SI unit? For force, it is Newton. For charge, it is Coulomb. That is why Newton per Coulomb. That will be its SI unit. So electric field intensity at a given point in an electric field, that is very important. Electric field intensity at a given point in an electric field is defined as the force experienced by a unit positive charge placed at that point. It is a vector quantity. So E modulus of E vector, magnitude of electric field, is equal to modulus of the force experienced by the test charge. So the unit of electric field intensity is newtons per coulomb. Have you completed?
1 second, ma'am.
Ma'am, so whenever we substitute for Q, it should always be positive.
Because this is a very important one-mark question. They will ask you define electric field
Ma'am,
strength
can you
and
press
state SI.
discard? Can you press keep, ma'am, on it? I can't see the back. Oh my god.
Yeah, okay. Wait, boys, I'll just redo this. Because it's taking up so much of time.
Ma'am, like something about, no, ma'am, you wrote some direction equals to something.
Okay,
before.
I'll write that. Okay, direction of electric field is equal to direction of the field force. That will be equal to direction of the force experienced. So be a bit fast, boys. Otherwise, it's very difficult to complete the theory as well as I have to do problem solving and numericals also. Shall I move for the next one? If someone can put this in the chat box,
Ma'am,
do
no
that.
need to
Boys.
diagram, right?
No need, right now, no need for diagram. Shall I go for the next one?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, yes.
Next one. Now, how will you find an expression? Sorry, how do you find an expression for the electric field due to a point charge? Now, listen, boys. So I have a charge plus Q. Let me call this as a source charge. Right? Now, this source charge is creating an electric field. Now, at a point P, which is at a distance of R from this source charge, I want to find the strength of the electric field. Now, I'm having a class. Only after I complete my class, I'll sign your record. Where will you be? Where will you be? Dangerous person. 1 second. What will you do? Sign. Okay, I'll call you back. I'll take this home. I'll call you. Boys, sorry, boys. So plus Q is a source charge. It creates an electric field. Say at point P in the electric field, I want to find the strength of the electric field. If I want to find the strength of the electric field, I have to place a unit positive charge. Unit positive charge at point P. And this unit positive charge, we call it as the test charge. Is that clear, boys? Austin, Jatin,
Yes,
Austin
Do
or
we
Jatin?
write this?
Yes, you need to write, boys. Listen, I'll just explain what is this. What is the source charge? What is unit test charge? What is electric field intensity in your own word? Hurry up, boys, fast. Austin.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you put it in your own words. Now, which charge is creating an electric field? Which charge is creating an electric field?
Ma'am, the source charge.
Okay, source charge. That is plus Q coulomb is creating an electric field. What is that you want to find? What is that you need to find?
Ma'am, the test charge.
No, you need to find the strength of the electric field. See, you have a charge Q. Now, this is the source charge. Correct, boys? So, this is creating an electric field. Any charge for that matter will create an electric field. In this electric field, I want to find the strength of the electric field. If you have a bar magnet, where will be the magnetic force greater? At which point the magnetic force will be greater? Can someone answer? It will be near the poles. Near the poles, the strength of the magnetic field will be greater. At the same time, I have a charge which creates an electric field. I want to find the strength of the electric field. Where I want to find the strength of the electric field? At point where?
P.
P, which is at a distance of?
R.
R. Okay. So now if I want to find the strength of the electric field at point P, what should I do? I have to place what should I do? At point P, what should I place? A unit positive charge. Now say this is plus 10 coulomb. Now unit positive charge means what? Plus 1 coulomb. So I have to place a unit positive charge where at point P. Yes or no? I have
Yes,
to
ma'am.
place a unit positive charge at point P. When I place this charge at point P, will it not experience a force? Will this
Yes,
charge will this is the amount of force that the unit positive charge experiences at point P gives you the strength of the electric field at point P. Is that clear, boys? Right? I want someone to answer once again. No, boys.
Yes, ma'am.
Concepts are
Yes, ma'am.
very clear. Who can put in your own words? Jatin? No, Jatin?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Jatin, you just
Ma'am,
tell me. Okay.
yeah, okay. So plus Q here at O is the source charge. So it's
And which produces
which produces
the
the
source.
electric field.
Good. Okay, which produces.
Yeah,
That
and
I don't know who is speaking. I just want to know who is speaking.
ma'am, it's me, Jatin.
Jatin. Okay, very good. Okay, tell me, Jatin.
Then
So.
Q naught is the charge at P, is the
Now
test
what
charge
is
which
that?
we
Okay,
place
one
at
second, Jatin. It creates the source charge creates an electric field. Now what should I find? What is that I'm interested in?
P, to find the intensity of the electric field at point Q,
Very good.
point P.
At point P, yes. Good. At point P, which is at a distance of?
R meters.
Nice. Okay, for that, what should I do?
So we'll place a test charge at P.
Okay, what is the magnitude of the test charge?
Plus Q, which is, yeah,
No,
1.
Q naught plus 1 coulomb. Okay, unit positive charge. Your test charge is unit. Always it is unit positive charge. Okay. So you have placed this at point P. Now what will happen?
We have to find the force acting on our unit positive charge by the electric field.
Okay, by the source
And
charge. So the force experienced by this unit positive charge gives you the strength of the electric field at point P. Good, fine. Thank you, boys. Okay, now you can start writing. I think so. So what is the formula for Coulomb's law. If I have two charges, Q and Q0, separated by a distance of r meters, what is the force, boss? F is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q0 divided by r squared. So what is Q? Q is your source charge.
Ma'am, what do we
Right?
write?
On the statement, diagram and statement. And Q0 will be your test charge. Once you can start writing. So you can write plus Q will be your source charge. And what is plus Q0? That will be your test charge. And that has it is a unit positive charge. Right, boss? So only this diagram is enough, but I'm just drawing the one which is marked in red, just for your reference. So what will be the force acting between them, these two charges, by Coulomb's law? According to Coulomb's law, F is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon Q naught by r squared. Then shall we write electric field at point P is equal to the force experienced by unit positive charge at point P. So E becomes equal to F by Q0. So what is E? 1 by 4 pi, epsilon naught Q, because Q0 will get cancelled off. So this is the formula for your electric field intensity. So you are finding only the magnitude was, not finding the direction. Direction will be always along the direction of the force experienced.
Ma'am, we should write the thing in red also.
Yes, because that is what you are going to find. You are going to find the electric field at point P. Either you can write it as electric field or the strength of the electric field or intensity of the electric field. So what is electric field at point P? If you want, I'll write electric field intensity at point P is nothing but the force experienced by a unit positive charge placed at point P. Is that fine?
Ma'am, if you want to write the electric field at point P equals that one?
Yes, you have to write because that is what you are finding.
Ma'am, in that formula, how did you get Q 1 by 4 pi epsilon Q by r square?
Because see, this is the formula for force by Q0, because the force, what is field strength? It is a force experienced by a unit positive charge. What is unit positive charge here? Q0 is your unit positive charge. Q0 is your unit positive charge.
No, yes, ma'am.
Okay. So when should I write divided by Q0? Because can you see the expression for F? It's not visible, boys.
No, I just wanted to know that how did you get that Q in that Q by r square?
Boys, what is F? F is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q0 by r square. So E is equal to F by Q0. F by Q0 means what? In this expression, if I divide by Q0 will get cancelled, right?
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Is that fine?
Yes, ma'am.
Who was asking this doubt?
Ma'am, Ayan.
Is that? Who was that? Who was it?
Ma'am,
Nice
Ayan.
one.
Ma'am, Ayan.
Ayan,
ma'am,
okay,
it's
fine. Shall I go for the next one?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Siddharth, just if possible, you can just put this in the chat box. I'll go for electric field due to a system of point charges. Shall I move on?
Yes, ma'am. Prasanna already put
Okay.
it on.
So when you, 1 second, you can't wait, right? Because I have a class. Okay, you go. I'll call you. I'll go. Completed?
Yes, ma'am. Prasanna already put in the chat. You can move on.
Next, we'll go for electric field due to a system of charges. Boys, I have taken this from your textbook. Certain things, let me put it from the textbook, right? Electric field due to a system of charges. What we have found in the previous case, electric field means what? Electric field strength, electric field intensity due to a system of charges. Now look at the diagram. You have charges Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4 and Qn. This is a system which has n number of point charges, right boys? A system which is having n number of point charges. What are the charges? Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4 and Qn. Now these charges are located at a distance of, Q1 is located at a distance of R1 from the origin, Q2 is located at a distance of R2 from the origin, Qn is located at a distance of Rn from the origin. Is that clear, boys, all of you? Is that clear? Should I repeat? Should I repeat?
No, ma'am.
Okay, I have a system. Okay, I have a system of n point charges Q1, Q2, etc. up till Qn. Now Q1 is located at a distance of R1 from the origin, Q2 at a distance of R2 from the origin, similarly Qn at a distance of Rn from the origin. Now each and every charge is going to create an electric field. So now there will be a total electric field. Each and every charge will create its own electric field. As a whole, for the system, there will be a total electric field created. In this total electric field, what is the electric field of the system? The electric field of the system is equal to the vector sum of the electric field of all the charges. Now, in this electric field, at a point P, I want to find the strength of the electric field at a point P due to all the charges. Each and every charge will create its own electric field. So in this total electric field at a point P, which is at a distance of R from the origin, I want to find the electric field strength. Are you clear? So all the charges on a whole produces a total electric field. In this total electric field at point P, which is at a distance of R, I need to find what is the strength of the total electric field. So I'm not making you to write this topic. If possible, I'll put this in I'll upload this in the file section. So we'll start as per your textbook. Is that clear, boys? Is that clear? Now look, here the diagram slightly becomes different. Now, yes.
Ma'am, can
Do you
you show
want?
the previous slide for me?
Hmm?
Can you show the previous slide for me? No, ma'am, it's fine. Jonathan upload. No, do we write anything?
Fine, boys. Now you can write, boys. I'll start with this. The
Ma'am, we
previous one.
draw this diagram.
Now, yeah, 1 second. Let me explain the diagram. So now look at this. You have a system of charges Q1, Q2, Qx. Now they have taken only Q4. In this system of charges, I want to find the strength of the electric field where at point P. Is that clear, boys? I want to find the strength of the electric field at point P. Then let me find the strength of the electric field at point P. Stepwise I have to move. Let me find the strength of the electric field at point P due to a charge due to the charge Q1. For that, what should I do? I have to place a unit positive charge where at point P. So then it will experience an electric force. So let the electric field strength at point P due to the charge Q1, let it be equal to E1. Similarly, Q2 is also going to produce an electric field at point P. Let the strength of the electric field be equal to E2. Q3 is going to produce an electric field where at point P, and let the strength of the electric field be E3. Q4 is also going to, the charge Q4 is going to produce an electric field at point P. Let the strength of the electric field be equal to E4. So each and every charge is going to produce its own electric field. Now, how will I find the total electric field? The total, because the system has 4 charges, the total electric field will be E1 vector plus E2 vector plus E3 vector plus E4 vector. Is this clear? Is this clear for you all?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So now we'll start finding E1 separately, E2 separately, then E4. So now I'll take one at a time. Let me take Q1, right, boys? I'm just drawing Q1 now at point P. Now this becomes the source charge. Yes. Now I want, this creates an electric field. Now this distance R1P, right? Now if I want to find the strength of the electric field at point P, what should I do? I have to keep a test charge, unit positive charge. So in which direction it will experience a force, that will be the direction of the electric field. Your force vector will be equal to the direction of the force vector. So your E vector will be, say that is E1 vector, because directions are very, very important because both are positive charge. So there will be a force of repulsion. Are you clear? Boys, are you clear about this?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Okay, what is the general formula of E? E is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into the source charge divided by R square. Is that the general formula? Now here let me go for E1 vector. So 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. Q is your source charge here. Which is your source charge?
Oh, ma'am.
Which is Q1, right? What is the distance between Q1 and P where you want to find? What is the distance between them?
Ma'am, R1P
R1P, correct, R1P squared. What is the unit vector? It is R1P cap, because a vector should be represented by its magnitude and unit vector. Are you clear, boys? Are you clear?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am, what all do we write?
No, fine. Shall I erase this? Shall I erase what I have written? Shall I erase what I have written?
Ma'am, should we write this? Whatever you written?
Yeah. No, I'll give you the statement, boys.
Okay.
Electric field E1 at R. Anyway, the statement will be confusing for you. Anyway, I'll read. I'll just write electric field. What is electric field at point P due to charge Q1.
Ma'am, the heading is
So,
electric field at point due to a system of charges.
yeah. So electric field at point P due to charge Q1 is E1 is equal to 1 by 4 pi, because look at this Q1 and point P. This distance is R1P. Is this distance R1P, boys? Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Boys, you need to learn every day. It will be tough initially. Okay. Electric, Harish, Harish,
Yes, ma'am.
Harish. Okay, now I'm just writing this electric field at point P due to a charge Q2. So you have charge Q2. Can you see that? I'll just highlight this.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, now just tell me what should be the formula. E2 vector. Boys, these are all the vectors. E2 vector should be
Ma'am, no need
equal to
of diagram, right?
diagram is required, boys. What you can do is that just only draw E1, E2, E3, E4, nothing else. The other, you need to draw only E1, E2, E3, E4. No need for the other complication.
No need of Q1, Q2, Q3.
No, now what I mean is draw only these. Okay, I'll highlight this. So, highlight this. Only this much is enough. Otherwise, it will be whatever is highlighted, that much is enough. Harish, what should be E2?
1
1
by
by?
4 pi epsilon naught
Okay, epsilon naught
into Q2
divided by, what is the distance
R2p
between
square.
Q2 and point P? R2P
R2p
squared. Okay,
Then
R2P.
R2p cap.
Very good. Next. Shamshul. Shamshul. Shamshul.
Hello.
Shamshul. Yes, the technology is advanced so much to reach
Hello.
a person. Show us who is that?
Can you hear me?
No, I can hear you.
This is Shamsu.
Hmm?
This is Shamsu.
Okay, Surya. Fine, boys. Surya.
I'm Shamsu responded.
Okay, it's okay, Shamshul.
Yes, ma'am.
It's okay. Surya, just get
Yes.
me this electric field at point P due to charge Q3.
E3 vector E3 is equals to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into Q3
Okay.
by R 3p square into R 3p
Very
cap.
Thank you. Thank you. Fine. Thank you, Surya. Boys, once you have completed, just let me know. So its electric field at a point due to a system of charge is the vector sum of all the electric fields at the point due to the individual charges is.
Ma'am, shouldn't it be
Yes.
P2, P3, and P1? Like there, because we are doing, because it's the
What
force on.
happened? Yeah.
Ma'am, shouldn't it be P2, P3, and P1 on this
No,
slide?
that's no, you can have. That's not at all a problem. It's
Oh,
only
okay.
what you take as the notation. Notation will not create a problem.
All right, ma'am. Thank
You're
you.
free to take the notation, right? So shall I go for the last statement, boys?
Ma'am, 2
Shall I go
minutes.
for the last statement? Okay.
No, one
Shall I
second,
go
ma'am.
for the last?
2 minutes, 2
Okay.
minutes.
Yes, ma'am. It's there in the
Okay.
chats, so you can.
Okay, so you can go by superposition principle. Right, boys. I'll just write this. By superposition principle, the net electric charge, sorry, the net electric field or the resultant electric field. Resultant electric field at point P due to all the charges. So what will be that formula was this one? E1R was all these are vectors. It's right. It's being written in bold letter. Kavin? Was Kavin is present? Kavin?
Ma'am.
Ma'am, he's
Yes.
not there in the class. He's in India right now.
Okay, okay. Derek and Daniel, sorry, Derek and Dheeraj. Dheeraj or Derek?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Just what should I write for E1? I don't know whether it is Derek or Dheeraj. Who is that? Who was responding? Dheeraj?
Yes, ma'am.
Or is it Dheeraj or Derek?
Ma'am, Dheeraj.
Okay, Dheeraj. Okay, fine. Dheeraj, let me know the value of E1. What should be E1? Just read it out 1 by Dheeraj.
Epsilon naught.
Okay, just write 1 by, what is the value of E1? 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. Okay, Abhishek. Abhishek. I think I have to speak to your parents during open house. What is E1? 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. Johan.
Ma'am.
Johan.
Q1, ma'am.
Is it Johan?
No, ma'am.
Okay, who is that?
Muzammil.
Huh? Muzammil.
Muzammil.
Okay, fine. Q1. Okay, good. Q1 divided by
Q divided by R square.
R1 p squared, right?
R1, yes, ma'am.
R1 p squared, R1 p cap plus
Vector.
1 by 4 pi
Epsilon.
naught
Ma'am,
Q2
Q2. Ma'am, then
divided by,
does this like go on?
yeah, R2p.
Ma'am, dot, dot, dot.
R2p square, R2p cap.
Plus it goes on.
It goes on to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Qn by R2 R and p square, sorry.
Okay, good.
Into R and p cap.
Good. So now what is common factor over here, boys? Which is your common factor over here? 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught is common. Is that not the common?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, can we take
Okay,
the unit
now-
vector to common also?
Yeah, no, unit vector, only one thing what we need to do is that look at the prefix, suffix. These are the things whichever I'm highlighting is changing, right, boys?
Yes,
So what I can do is sum over I is equal to, I takes the value 1, 2 and n. I is equal to 1 to n, correct, boys? So I can take qi because wherever I have highlighted 1 to n, I can put it as I. Qi divided by Ri p square Ri p cap. Is that correct? Can you see wherever I have highlighted 1, the next 2, the script 1, 2, 3 subscript, that takes the value, I takes first the value 1, then you will get the first term, plus, because sum over, I takes the value 2, then plus I takes the value n, then you will get the third term. Is that fine, or still should I do this once again? Danish?
It's fine.
It's
Ma'am,
fine.
in the first statement.
Can you explain the
Excel
last
on-
part again, please?
Last part. Okay, fine. Can you see the script, whatever I've highlighted, boys, here?
Yes, ma'am. The one that keeps changing the variable.
Changing 1. So when I becomes equal to 1, was here, I takes first the value 1. When I takes the value 1, you will get the first term. Q1 by R1P squared, R1P, right? You will get the first term. Sum over means what? You have to add the second term. When I takes the value 2, when I takes the value 2, you will get the second term. 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q2 by R2P square R2P. So, right. Next, sum over plus when I takes the value 3, then you will get Q3 by R3P squared R3P cap plus sum over. Next, when I becomes equal to n, then you will get this term. Qn by Rn P square Rn P cap. That is what is the sum over means. Sum over you have done in mathematics. Fine, boys. Should I expand the last part? If someone is finding difficult in terms of mathematics, this last expression, should I express once again so that you will understand? Is that so, boys? 12B, please.
Ma'am,
If
if
you
you
don't
can, it's
speak.
better.
Huh? Yes, what happened?
Ma'am, like, it's better if you can.
Okay,
It'll be easier to understand.
Oh, fine, boys. Shall I discard this?
No, ma'am. 1 second.
Very good. So now what was the last expression you got? E vector is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught sum over I is equal to 1 to n QIP divided by RIP squared into RIP cap. Now let me do this. So E becomes
It was
equal to
QI.
1. Yes, what happened?
Ma'am, in the equation, it was QI. It wasn't QIP.
Okay, fine. Sorry. Now, sum over means what? When I takes the value, when I becomes equal to 1, then this entire term, let me write, when I becomes equal to 1, what is that? Q1 by R1P squared R1P cap. Now this is sum over, which means I have to add. Next, I becomes equal to 2. Look at this. I is going to take value from 1 to n. In computers, you learn, right?
Yes,
When you put the loops, you write the values. I think you have learnt about loops in computer science. So R2P squared, R2P cap, sum over plus. When I becomes equal to, I takes the value 3. So what happens? I becomes, look at this, I, wherever I is there, I have to replace it with 3. So R3P squared, R3P cap. Now I takes the value n. When I takes the value, it becomes Qn divided by Rnp squared, Rnp cap. Is that correct? Now do you understand? Now here I takes the value n. This is what sum over means. Is that clear, boys? You are doing so much of mathematics in mathematics class.
Ma'am, it's clear.
Yes, ma'am, it's clear, ma'am.
Complete this, boys. Anyway, I'll go for the next topic. The problem is here you have lots of theory. I can't even. Shall I discuss this?
Yes, ma'am. It's there in the chat.
The next important topic is, boys, I'll just introduce this topic. So tomorrow I can do all the theory part of this. Because sir is going to take the class. Sir would have come, sir's class, he would have completed much more. So it should not be a
Which
problem for you.
which sir is taking?
Johnson. So
Is it
Sir
tomorrow or
might
day
have
after?
day after tomorrow. That was electric dipole. Now, what is an electric dipole? Electric dipole is nothing but a combination of two charges whose magnitudes are equal, but they are opposite in sign. Like your water molecule, you have H plus and OH minus, right? So so when you have a combination of two like charges, so two charges equal in magnitude, unlike charges, unlike charges equal in magnitude. If this is minus 3 coulomb, this should be plus 3 coulomb. Separated by a certain distance, we call such system as an electric dipole. Please copy down, boys. This topic is, I don't know how many times I could say it's important, very, very, very important concept. All about your electric dipoles are very, very important.
Ma'am, how much do we write?
Define electric dipole. Define an electric dipole. An electric dipole consists of two charges of equal magnitude and opposite in sign, separated by a distance of 2L. I'm just putting, some books refers it as 2A or whatever it is. So draw the diagram. The strength of a dipole, you measure it by a term called dipole moment, that is P vector. What is see, all polar solvents or polar molecules, right? They are called dipoles. Especially you can see dipoles in covalent compounds. Boys, in covalent compounds, suppose if I have two atoms, X and Y, covalent compounds, what happens? The shared pair of electrons, the bond is formed by the sharing of electrons, right? Valence electron. Now what happens in a polar molecule? Now this shared pair of electron will be slightly towards, say, the atom Y compared to atom X, which means your atom Y will get a slight negative charge, the other one will get a slight positive charge. So you have two charges separated by a certain distance. That is what meant by an electric dipole. So such molecules, we call them as polar molecules. Doesn't happen in all covalent compounds. It happens in few covalent molecule where the shared pair of electrons between the atoms will not be equidistant from the sharing electrons. It will be slightly moving towards one of the electron, one of the atom, that one will get a slight positive negative charge where the electrons are pulled towards. The other one will get a slight positive charge. Now you have two charges separated by a distance, right? And the distance will be equal to the bond length. Such molecules, we call them as polar molecules. And we, in terms of physics, we define them as electric dipole.
Ma'am, that's it for today.
How much time is left? It's time. Okay, fine. Tomorrow, okay, fine. You can move. So next class, I'll start with electric dipole moment and two more theories. Thank you, boss.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, boss. Please do. Thank you, boss. Thanks a lot.